Hello, good afternoon, students. I think all of you safe in your homes. Stay home, stay safe, students. In the last sessions, we are discussing about the chapter number 3, that is human reproduction. In the last session, we are discussing especially the fertilization process and as well as the implantation process. In this class, we are going to discuss about one more concept of the chapter, that is pregnancy and embryonic development. Okay, you know already the pregnancy is nothing but comes by implantation process or the attachment of the embryo into the endometrium or in the uterus is collectively you can call it as a implantation, and the implantation indicates the pregnancy of the female. Okay, and here after implantation what happens in the uterus we shall discuss one by one. After implantation, you know already the trophoblast cell of the embryo, they turns into finger-like projections and firmly inserted into the endometrium layer for the anchorage of the embryo for the further development into the uterus. Got it, students? And that finger-like projections which are inserted by the trophoblast cell, that is called as chorionic villi anta kariti. Chorionic villi. In the diagram, we shall see that chorionic villi. Just look at this finger-like projections. That is called as a chorionic villi, and this chorionic villi is a part of fetal site. Okay, chorionic villi ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಎದ್ರ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ಯೂಟಲ್ ಸೈಟ್, ಆಂಬ್ರಿಯೋದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಎಂಡೋಮೆಟ್ರಿಯಮ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರನಲ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರನಲ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮದರ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ. Okay, and these chorionic villi that can surrounded by the uterine tissue and as well as the maternal blood. Okay, ಈ ಮೆಟ್ರನಲ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಯೂಟ್ರೈನ್ ಎಂಡೋಮೆಟ್ರಿಯಮ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಫಾರ್ ದ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಆಂಕರೇಜ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ embryo in the uterus. Okay, and we can have one more the part here, that is placenta. Okay, the placenta is nothing but it is a temporary association between the fetal tissue and as well as the maternal tissue. Already told which part is fetal side and which part is mother side ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ the temporary association. It is a mass of tissue which can be makes a temporary connection in between the fetal tissue and as well as the maternal tissue, that is the endometrium layer, is collectively we can call it as a placenta. Okay, and here the placenta they provide the nutrients, the oxygen or oxygenated blood, all the elements which are necessary for the embryo development, they all provided by the placenta. Okay, from mother side to the fetal side or fetus. Okay, and the meanwhile it can be take out the carbon dioxide and other the excretory product from the embryo towards the mother side. Okay, through a tube-like structure that is called as an umbilical cord ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. Umbilical cord, you just look at in the picture also, umbilical cord with its vessels. Okay, this is a tube-like structure which can be connected to the placenta and as well as the fetus, which can be connect or the connection between the fetus and mother through
a tube-like structure that is called as a umbilical cord. Umbilical cord ಅಂದರೆ ಕರುಳು ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ನಮ್ಮ ಹೊಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿ ಮದರ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಯುಟ್ರಸ್ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, this is the placenta. Okay, and meanwhile the placenta, it is acting as one of the type of endocrine gland also. Okay, and endocrine, it means they are able to secrete some of the hormones. Okay, what type of hormones they are secreting? The human chorionic gonadotropin, human placental lactogen, estrogen, progesterone, and the relaxin. These are the types of hormones which are secreted by the placenta as well at the time of the pregnancy and acting as an endocrine gland. Okay, and in the later stage the relaxin hormone, it is secreted by even the ovary also. Got it, students? Okay, now come to the diagram. Just look at here. These are the finger-like projections. Placental villi are called chorionic villi also. This is umbilical cord with its vessels, and this is a cavity of uterus. Embryo, this is an embryo, and this is a plug of mucus in cervix. Okay, it can block, the cervix region is get blocked at the time of the development of the embryo inside the uterus by this plug or mucus. Okay, students, shall move to the next slide. Now come to the very important aspects of this pregnancy period, that is the functions of placenta. Already told, the embryo connected to the placenta by the umbilical cord. Umbilical cord ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕರುಳು ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. Okay, which transport the substances to the embryo. Okay, the main function of the umbilical cord is transportation of the substances from mother to the embryo. There is a main function, and the meanwhile it can be facilitate the transport of oxygen, nutrient from mother to the embryo. Okay, next function, it removes CO2 and as well as the waste material from the embryo. Okay, ಈ umbilical cord ಫ್ಯೂಟಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಆ್ಯಂಬ್ರಿಯೋನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನು ಫ್ಯೂಟಸ್ಲಿಂದ ಮದರ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸುವಂಥ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾ. Okay, and act as an endocrine gland and produces several hormones. Like, what are the hormones secreted by the placenta? Sometime they may ask in the examination, what are the types of the hormones secreted by the placenta? Okay, just look at here, the human chorionic gonadotropin, short form ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು HCG ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, and human placental lactogen, HPL ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, estrogen, progesterone, and even the relaxin, they are produced from the ovary in the later stage of a pregnancy. Okay, later stage of a pregnancy. Okay, and just look at here the connection of the fetus with the mother body, the schematic diagram, what they contain. You just look at here, come this side. This is a mother blood vessel, that means the endometrium layer. This red color shows the mother blood. Okay, and this is a placenta where it can insert the finger-like projection in it, that is called as a chorionic villi. Okay, and this is a embryonic blood vessel which are connected to the placenta, and this is an umbilical cord, they collectively called as an umbilical cord, which are connected to the embryo. Okay, and the embryo is fully protected by the chorion layer, the embryonic layer, protective layer, chorion. Okay, and inside of that we can find a type of fluid that is called as amniotic fluid. And this amniotic fluid contained area layer is called as amnion ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, and this amnion layer is very necessary because it is having the stem cells which are necessary to build a complete baby inside the mother womb. Okay, and that's why the particular amniotic fluid will be used to detect the sex of an individual also by the amniocentesis technique also. It's one of the type of sex determination technique, but specifically the technique will be used to detect the any type of genetic disorder or chromosomal disorder are present in the babies, but nowadays it can be get misused by the humans, especially in case of India. Okay, and this is amniotic fluid. Okay, and here they are given the embryo. From the embryo, the blue colored one, they are brought urea, water and carbon dioxide, the waste material from embryo to the mother, and the red blood vessel, the artery, can transport nutrient, antibodies and as well as the oxygen towards the baby. Okay. Next, embryonic development ಹೋಗೋಣ. Embryonic development after implantation, how the embryonic development takes place in the mother uterus. After implantation, you know already blastocyst. The outermost layer is called as a trophoblast cell and innermost cells are called as a cell mass ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, inner cell mass. Okay, and this particular trophoblast cell becomes chorionic villi and meant for the anchorage or attachment to the uterus, but the inner cell mass is going to be get differentiated. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಸು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ and they forms the three germinal layers. The three germinal layers are embryonic layers, that is outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, in between mesoderm. Okay, when these three layers are start a differentiation of the cells and forms a different type of cells, different type of tissues and even the different type of organs as well. Okay, and this process we can collectively call it as a organogenesis ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, organogenesis. Okay, here the formation of or process of formation of different organs in the embryo is called organogenesis. Okay, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಗೆ ಆರ್ಗನೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. Okay, and you know already the pregnancy period. The pregnancy period will be end at the 9 month and the 7 days or 10 days ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. Okay, but exactly the most of the books they carries the 9 months, but somewhat it can be varies up to the 9 months 7 days or 9 months 10 days also. Okay, in this pregnancy period or gestation period ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ, gestation period. Okay, what happens to the embryo after 1 month of a pregnancy? What happens in the embryo? The first, heart is formed. Heart is formed 1 month ಏನಾದರೂ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮಂತ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಟಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಸ್ ದ ಲಿಂಬ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕೈ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಲುಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮಂತ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೇ ಬೈ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ 12 weeks ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 3 months, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈಮೆಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈಮೆಸ್ಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಯರ್ in the first trimester most of the organ system is formed. Among the limbs, external genitalia and the eyelids, these all they are formed. The differentiation of the head, thoracic region, abdominal region, like this we can differentiate in this stage at the first trimester stage. Okay, and the first movement of the fetus and appearance of the hairs on the head is observed or well observed in the 5th month of the baby or 5th month of the embryo. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ ಫಾರ್ 1 marks they may be asked. Okay, the first movement of the fetus or a baby or embryo and appearance of hairs on the head is well observed in the 5th month of the embryo stage. Okay, and by the end of 24th week, by the end of 24th week, it means second trimester or may called 6th month also, the body is covered with a fine hairs. ಓಕೆ, ಅದರ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ ಫೈನ್ ಹೇರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗ 6th ಮಂತ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ದ ಐಲಿಡ್ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್, ಐಲಿಡ್ಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತವೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಐ ಲ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್, ಐ ಲ್ಯಾಸಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತವು. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ 9th month the fetus is fully developed and ready for the delivery. ಯಾವಾಗ 9 months ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಆವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯೂಟಸ್ ಫುಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ready for the delivery. Okay, and these are the events will be happen in the gestation period, that is the pregnancy period. Okay, just look, have one more diagram of the embryo, how they are associate with the maternal site. Okay, they given here. This is a amniochorionic layers which can be protected the baby inside the uterus, and this is the amniotic fluid, you already know, and this is the baby, the trimester, 3 months baby. Okay, there is a differentiation, head, the trunk region, the forelimbs and hind limbs with the digits, and this is the umbilical cord. The blue one shows vein and red one shows artery. Okay, and these finger like projections are nothing but chorionic villi. It is a fetal side, and this particular layer is collectively called as a placenta. In the placenta we can find the fetal side, chorionic villi, and mother side or maternal side, endometrium and the blood vessels. Okay, that is the placenta. Got it, students? Okay, this is all about the pregnancy and as well as the parturition, pregnancy and as well as embryo development. Okay, students, in the next session we shall move on to the parturition and as well as the lactation. Okay, until then, bye students, stay home, be safe.